I need you to care about the job that you're doing, and I need you to go home. That's
You
it.
know, that's the weird thing. It's like because I've dealt with people that where I've supported them on stuff and maybe it worked out, maybe it didn't. And when it did work out, the next biggest fear was like, okay, what kind of person are you? Because what happens is that um people, whatever it is that you are, like being rich and famous makes you more of what you are, right? Like Taylor Swift, for example, was always a pretty generous person who wanted to feed the homeless and stuff. So when she became a billionaire, she would just do these outrageously generous things. Like every city she goes to, she fills up the food banks. She gave her staff like these insanely large bonus checks. Did anybody hear about that? I mean, shout out to this white lady. I ain't gonna, I gotta give her props. I mean, she was giving checks to her team members of like $750,000, and the truck driver would get 250,000. I mean, it was real money, and I love that because she learned something that I wish every billionaire understood is that you can really help a lot of people and still be rich. Like I wish Elon Musk would take Elon Musk. In case y'all don't know, he's not worth. I mentioned it to y'all yesterday. I don't know if y'all caught or if I mentioned it in class or not, but there was all this chatter about him being worth $500 billion, first human to be worth that much. And then there's even more chatter when they found out he was actually worth $600 billion, right? Which is insane. And then I said, no, actually, he's not worth $600 billion. The latest estimate is he's worth $780 billion. So what the hell are you going to do with three-quarters of a trillion dollars? You should be going to entire cities and elevating the condition of the people in those cities, right? And you could still be really rich. And someone could take 99% of your money and you'd still be richer than 50 generations, right? So ultimately, when you talk about just that personality piece, it's the same way on the negative side. If someone is a narcissist or unhealed, has lots of unhealed trauma, or is just nasty and wants to fight people, when they get more famous, they just end up fighting everybody, and including the people who help them to get to where they are. Because in your mind, if you haven't seen the therapist, you can go through life thinking everybody else is the enemy and it's everybody else's fault and everybody else is out to get you, right? And so I've seen this up close and personal, and having a wife that's a therapist helped me a lot because she could spot personality issues with people early, and that really helped. I would listen. She would say, "Be really careful because this person has some trauma issues she hasn't or he hasn't addressed, and this could flare up if whatever." Right? So I almost would say that the AI influencer actually has become perfect for the corporation because corporations like consistency. That's what people don't understand. When you have the scariest thing in the world is when you have one man or one woman who becomes such a big entity that they become like a walking corporation. That person has to be super consistent. I think a great example probably would be Beyonce. Beyonce, she knows she's a brand like Coca-Cola or whatever. You don't really see Beyonce out here wilding out, acting a fool, saying crazy stuff on social media. She just sits back there and just smiles and performs and does her Sasha Fierce thing and she sells tickets.